Welcome back to episode 2 of the StartUp. You know what I mean? We got a very special guest in the building today. His name is Brian Noel.
How y'all doing, man?
He's a young entrepreneur, student. Man, when I tell you this guy's gonna blow your mind today, the knowledge on this man, he's not even from the United States, or his family's not, let me say. He was born in Berkley, right?
Yeah, born in Berkley.
I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but I'll give you a quick introduction, bro. Brian is a smart, intellectual MF. You know what I mean? Like, let me just let you know. Brian, go ahead. Take it from here, Brian. Let him know.
All right, my name is Brian Noel. Originally born in Berkeley, California. Parents was born in Trinidad and Tobago. If you guys don't know where that's at, that's by Jamaica area down there in the Caribbean. How I basically, my story is, I was a youngin'. Everybody grew up as a youngin' one time, I found my love, my first love, which was football. I always knew that, I wanted to do business. Always knew that because my dad, he was an aspiring entrepreneur, coming from Trinidad and Tobago into America. It was pretty hard, just knowing that, from Trinidad, it was an easy life to, America, which was very hard, for everybody else, and he grew up basically, working the trucking industry. He basically worked in the trucking industry, and from there he was working for somebody, and then all of a sudden that's when something clicked to where he said, you know what, instead of me working for somebody, I'm gonna work for myself, and that's when I was born. And he had told my mom a very inspirational message, which was, I don't want my son, growing up to where somebody from the next door saying like, knocking on our door saying, hey, your son is too loud. So, man, he grinded. He was making around $12,000 a month. He's very ambitious, very relentless. My mom she couldn't even believe how relentless he was. She asked me a question, and that question was, Brian, do you figure you understand how your dad is so relentless? Do you think that's healthy? I said, well, you know what, Mom? I said, you got to do what you got to do to provide for, him, you and yours, But my mom was always, she's a hard worker as well. She always just watched my dad basically, working so hard, but she never really understood the process. She only was receiving the products. Yeah. If that made sense, and it was very good because, she was a stay-at-home mom. She had her own babysitting business as well. So, she, of course, she was, getting on that side as well, but, fast forward, when I was 16, 17, I was introduced to football. Football was my main love. It was my first love. And, I was going to go far, end up going to Hanford High at first and, made my transition in the CVC, which is Central Valley Christian in Visalia, California, if you guys don't know. From there I made varsity as a sophomore. And it was very impactful for, me, myself and my family, because I knew, that was going to put us on the map, because the only Noels in Hanford, that I had to make that statement. So as I did, I led my team to, state championship in the first, 6-7 years, going in the track as well. We breaking our own records too. My boy, Renning, he goes to Montana State now. That was my best friend, man. He literally showed me what the hustle and the grind, did in football, and to where you want to go. If you want to go far, you have to put in this work and this grind. And everybody looked at me as over compulsive, because everybody's like, man, how does this guy even do it? Like, what the heck is going on?
What is he doing different than I am?
What is he doing different than I am?
What makes him stand out?
So it was, the only difference was I was waking up early in the morning, and I was at least training 4 times, even 5 times a day, to make sure that myself was right and also my team. And, my coach saw that, and he's like, yo, Brian, like, I love what you're doing. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But at the same time, your times is going slow, or, you can't complete that pass because, you're working so hard. I never really gave my time. I really never gave myself time to rest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You were a quarterback. You were the quarterback of the team.
He was a quarterback?
Oh,
the receiver.
I was a receiver. I was a corner. I was a
making
punt
the
returner.
moves.
I was a kick returner. I was a
everything.
Oh, you didn't come off the field. You didn't come off the field.
He's Jabril Peppers.
He was that guy.
I was that guy.
Yeah, number 12 ain't coming off the field, G.
I was just an athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Pure.
So yeah, so fast forward a little bit, you know, I made my parents proud. Oh, never received a citation back in you know, grade school and stuff like that. Always a good, you know, good student. You know, always did everything to the best of my capabilities, you know. So I always, you know, strive for the better, always strive, you know, to be perfect. You know, I have a little con about me. I'm a perfectionist, you know. You know, everybody can't be perfect, but you know, I always strive to be, always tell everybody that, you know, but all
So,
in all,
I got a question. You said your dad started a business. He was a businessman. What
right.
business was he doing?
it was a trucking business.
Truck.
it
He
was
was
a
a truck.
truck.
He
Yeah.
owned a truck business or he was a truck driver?
He owned the truck. He owned his own trucking business.
Like he started with the truck, and then he
started-
got his truck, and then he
multiplied it.
started his own business.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
Is he still doing it?
Most definitely. No, he had to let that go, man, because you know it was just
Too much time.
It was too much time. It was so demanding from him, and plus
was
the
so-
business had so much overhead with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot that goes into
A
that.
lot.
There's a lot.
A
You got a
lot.
lot. You got to start doing a lot. I helped a lot of those people when I used to work at the bank.
Mm.
I helped a lot of truck drivers, and then I also helped a lot of people that like had trucking companies. You see the money that comes in, it's great, but it's
Yeah.
a lot of work that they're
It's
putting in. And
A
I
lot
used
of
to ask
work,
them all the time.
overhead.
They always got
managing.
the headphones on, like they're taking those calls all day long. They got to make sure their shipments are coming out. They got to
That's
make sure
right.
they're getting delivered. They got to make sure
You got
there's
so
no
many
accidents.
customers.
Like
you
there's
got,
so
you
much
got to worry about your
liability.
drivers.
Yeah.
Liability
Make sure
that
they're
comes into it.
licensed. Like, it's a
crazy.
lot of work.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
lot of
lot.
work.
But it's like
Trucks are up to
anything,
standard. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
just in anything, there's a lot of work too.
And
so
mind you, he did this all himself.
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
looking at him like, yo, how you doing this? He was handling payroll. He was handling like the truck drivers. He was handling the equipment for the trucks. He was handling the overhead that
Yeah.
needed the trucks to be running.
Yeah.
He was handling all that. You know what I'm saying? I was just only like the runner. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
just-
saying?
just-
Hey son, go to Flying J and go receive this check from me. Okay, Dad.
Shit.
Hanford all the way to Larry. Go
Shit.
ahead and grabbing this. You know what I'm saying? So I can give to him the money so he can be able to, you know, make his
keep everything going again.
exactly like the operating expenses of a
Exactly.
business. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. But
So you're saying your dad inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
he inspired me to become an entrepreneur because basically what it was is that, you know, I was gonna have football be my little navigator, you know, so I can have free education. So therefore I can major in business administration, you know, with the emphasis of being an entrepreneur. So I can, you know, create my own businesses right now. You know, well, not right now, but in the near future.
Yeah, like that's
You
what you
know,
want to do.
and my cousin, he, for those of you who don't know, my cousin Randy Mouget, he has his own business in Hanford, California. It's called Also Fresh. Be sure to check that out.
Also
yo.
Fresh? What's
It's a
that?
car wash. It's a car wash.
Car wash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Hand
sure.
car wash. Hand car wash.
Oh no, it's an automated car wash.
Automated
Okay.
car wash?
Yeah,
Okay.
Well,
Where's it located at? You said Hanford?
it's Hanford.
Hanford. Like what part?
Hanford, California. It's by Hanford High. I don't know the direct address of it, but
You don't need
Hey,
to know
check it
that.
out. Everybody got to check that out. Hey, you need
Also-
a car wash.
also
I know
fresh?
everybody cars are looking
Also
grimy
fresh.
nowadays.
Also fresh.
It's
Hanford,
been dusty
California.
outside,
clean.
yo. It's been
You
dusty
going
outside.
through California? You need a car ride, car wash. My boy, Also Fresh out there in
Also
Hanford.
Fresh.
you know what it is.
Right
man.
off the freeway. Y'all got it.
It is.
Y'all got it.
Come
So you're an aspiring entrepreneur.
Mhm.
You're currently going to school, correct?
That's right.
So what business are you looking to start as an
Oh,
entrepreneur?
man.
Yeah,
All
come
right.
on.
You got a few
Give 'em what's
ideas?
up.
You got
Come
a
on, you
name?
gotta start
Like,
talking
let us
about
know.
things. Like,
So I
what's
got
up?
a couple of ideas.
Let's dive
man.
into your head right now.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
figure it out.
All
Take
right.
it on. Let's go.
So it's time to spew out the ideas that have been happening.
Hey, but don't be giving out too much though,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you know.
Nah,
these-
give out.
You know
let
I
the
can't
people
let the
know.
whole cat out the
you can't-
bag
you
now.
gotta
know.
be cool. You
Yeah,
gotta
get
be
the
cool.
blueprint.
Let's
You know
Let
what I
them
mean?
know.
So the first business I'm going to try to start is e-commerce business. Is Amazon automation. So basically, what that is, it's a drop shipping platform which you are the middleman in, and only connecting yourself to the buyer and the actual product. You don't hold the actual product within in hand, but you actually, once the customer buys that order, you're able to call the
Supplier.
the supplier, which can ship the products over to the buyer.
So,
And that's where you get your profit out of that.
so
too.
a drop shipper. Let's dumb it down for people. So a drop shipper, you're like in the middle.
You're the middleman, basically.
Let's say you're on Amazon, you're selling I don't know, beach cases. That's a beach
Okay.
case right there, right? You're selling beach cases. People need cases for their beats. You find the supplier who has it.
Mhm.
You find the customer who needs it.
That's right.
They submit the order. Hey, we need 20 of these by this date or whatever.
That's right.
You let the supplier know. They ship it straight to them. You never hold the
You don't even have no
merchandise.
inventory. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have no inventory at all. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You're just there, just making it happen.
And
you're
you
just basically a spokesperson
Yeah,
amongst
like you're the connection.
buyer and the supplier.
So how
You're
do
the
you
connection, you're the plug?
how do you get paid? Like how does the transaction work?
Okay, so basically how you get paid is, okay, of course you're the middleman already, as we explained.
Mhm.
And once the buyer, contacts you like, hey, I want this, this Beats case right here. You go ahead and say, okay, you want that? All right, cool. Let me go ahead and talk to my supplier real quick. You go ahead and talk to your supplier, and that supplier goes ahead and supplies that product for you.
Yes, sir.
And then you ship that out to the customer. And then whatever, of course, let's just say it's $30, right?
Yeah.
That's just hypothetically speaking. If it's $30, you know what I'm saying? And let's just say you got like a $15 deficit or something like that. That $15 is yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like in your pocket profit.
That's true.
And that's basically what the model is. That's basically what the business model actually obtains.
So the customer pays 30.
Mhm.
You pocket 15.
Mhm.
The supplier pockets 15.
Yeah.
So everybody wins.
everybody's
They
winning.
get what
Everybody
they
get
win.
what
They
they
get what they want. You get
You get
paid.
a percentage, they
Supplier
get the
gets paid.
percentage.
That's right.
And it probably only costed them like $6 to make it.
Yeah, they're earning regardless.
So the drop shipping, how do you find these suppliers? That's the question.
So you of course you have to do your own research about it. You know what I'm saying? You have to find out, what suppliers is best, what suppliers work best. The biggest thing that you want to research is go on Google Analytics, to find like data analysis amongst all the suppliers that are going on, amongst the marketplace. So you could be able to find a good supplier, no bunk ass supplier that's
Nope.
gonna just, hand you
toss
some.
it.
You need quality. I'm gonna let everybody know that
And
right now.
quality
Quality.
wins.
Quality
wins.
is quality over quantity
All
every
day,
single
every day.
time.
Because your
Excuse my
business,
language.
your business will not last long.
We talking
if
again.
if your products are cheap, they're not gonna last long. So
of course
Never.
not.
Go ahead,
And
finish
you're
your
never
thought.
gonna have a good customer basis if you're selling cheap stuff.
Man, that customer is gonna hit you up with like 20 messages talk about why is this ripping, and why is it not performing its best ability, and all that type of stuff.
And
So
you
you
do-
want to make sure.
you do not want bad reviews. That's gonna ruin your business
Never.
quicker than anything
You
else.
see
Bad
Amazon,
reviews.
Go on
Fucking
Amazon.
2 stars.
Yeah,
No one's gonna buy. No one
Never.
buys on Amazon. You go to Amazon and they got 2-3 stars. You're not buying from them.
You see 5 stars, right?
Nah.
Like
The
5
5 stars, you
and
know,
it's cheaper.
It's cheaper because they can do that, and plus it's good quality. You
That's
know it
true.
because if they got 7,000 reviews, 5 stars. All right,
Yeah,
this
come
got
on.
some. This
They
got some
doing
social
something.
proof.
They doing something right.
I know personally speaking, I know when I'm trying to buy a textbook, I mean, I go to school, like I'm talking from personal experience, but when I'm trying to look at like, textbooks and stuff like that for my classes and stuff, I want to know that I'm getting the best product for my
straight
book.
up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're gonna spend $100 and some dollars. You might as well get the best one. You know,
what I'm
mean?
saying? I'm not gonna spend no $100 on bunk stuff.
Yeah.
Nah.
Not
You
at
know what I'm
all.
saying? Pages ripping up and all that stuff. Nah, I'm not with that.
So I have something for you. So I feel like I've only known you for a few hours now, and like I feel like I've kind of got a good grasp of kind of like how you work and kind of how your mindset is, and it reminds me a lot of my cousin.
Mhm.
It's successful, and
Mhm.
so the one thing I really want to ask you is like what keeps you grinding when you wake up? Like when you wake up in the morning, like what is your juice for the morning? Like because like for me.
a
Like
good
it's
one.
tough, man. Like I'm telling you, like one thing I've really learned about myself, and this has just been recently, within the last like probably 8 months of my life, is that like you wake up and you really set the tone for your day when you wake up. You know,
Yes,
so
sir.
like it's really challenging. Sometimes you wake up like there's just those days, man. Like you just feel off,
Bruh.
and it's like me and my manager actually were just talking about this. It's like, do you let that off feeling like bug you the whole day, or are you gonna like know that you're off and then just realize that it's just that's just the
That's
day,
what it
that's
is.
just that type of day you're having. You know what I mean? And then like. We just got to get through it, right? And like one example that I had, and I started like, because I've been really kind of focusing in on this kind of stuff, and so I noticed it for myself. Man, so I work at Apple, and recently I had the great opportunity to be able to start training people, and so being able to get invested and involved, but being able to help these people is just one piece of the beautiful journey that just gets you to just feel motivated because you're helping people. You know what I mean? You're teaching people from the ground up like how to get started, and so. One thing that I really, really was vocal about, really transparent about was like, man, we're coming in early. Like I know we're all tired, like we're all there. And some days, like one day I came in and I told them all, I was like, man, I'm just having one of those off days, like my energy, like kind of energy I have, but like today just doesn't feel like I have it really, but I'm going to do my best to provide as much energy as I can for you guys. And like, I want to try to juice it up. And so what was cool about that was a few days later, one of them came in, one of the new hires I had, she actually even mentioned to me, I'm not like, I just feel like I'm kind of down today. And one thing I told her, I was like, look, I relate to that. I was like, I came to you guys. I brought that open conversation up not that long ago. So I'm glad. And I appreciate you for just being open enough to even bring that up to me today. I was like, because now I get to understand kind of where your head's at, right? So when I'm teaching you these things, I can really focus in a little bit more detail on this stuff. And I can probably maybe give you a little bit more attention or maybe even back off a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. But I told her one thing. I was like, look, I'm going to make sure by the end of today, that feeling is going to go away. And so like that's just the one positive note. You just got to help those people understand that these days happen, right? These things occur. And so like my question really with you is like, how do you break past it? Like, how do you understand those things? Do you understand those things? Are you still like aware of those things? Like, I would love to just kind of dive into your head a little bit around that.
Okay. So my why